Hello everybody and welcome to the Real Housewives Edit. My name is Elle and I'm here to talk about the two loves of my life, editing and housewives. Oh my gosh, you guys, we made it to the finale and I have not had the baby yet, so let's all just thank the baby that we can have this conversation. We know that this baby is a Housewives fan already and it makes me feel instantly bonded. Today we are going to be talking about the final scene in the Beverly Hills finale where it's Kyle's party. This scene was crazy, you guys. It was so all over the place for me. There were strange cuts, nothing against the editors, but I just think they had so much. I think the night was super long and I think they had to get to the point, because obviously it's the finale. At some points I just had to rewind and be like, wait, we're inside now? Like, what's happening? So I could not wait to talk to you guys about it. I might turn this episode into a two-parter. If I do, then this is part one and we will be doing part two. Thank you so much for subscribing and doing all the things, liking the videos. I told you guys on the last video, YouTube opened up an option for me. You guys can send me a super thanks if you guys want to support the channel even more. Honestly, the biggest thing you can do for me is just keep watching, keep sending me your feedback, commenting. Let's jump right into it.
Look who's busted in this place. Hi.
Hello.
These are the diamonds.
I've heard about all the diamonds.
Makeup looks extra pretty tonight. Same person did it?
Oh, it's cute.
I was remind myself.
Okay, so I wanted to start the scene, like there were so many places I could have started it, but I just decided to start it where Erika and Rinna walk in together because it was sort of an interesting entrance. First of all, the shot was very far away, so they didn't get any close-up on them, meaning that we are not getting as invested in them in this moment. It's also a little bit awkward. They come in and they start talking about the diamonds. No one's there to greet them. It's setting the stage kind of for what is about to come.
Myself. There's a lot of stuff going on.
What happened? Do I want to know, or?
Things are being talked about over and over.
No,
It's not going to help the situation.
This really needs to be handled between you and Kathy.
You need to go to the
now everyone
blogs.
else.
Did Kathy Hilton have a full-on meltdown during?
Okay, first of all, I love Kempire and I loved having this little cameo of him in here. He must have been thrilled. That was so exciting for me. I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, it's like seeing a friend on the show or something. This conversation between Crystal and Kyle, right? Like they're kind of, again, setting the stage that Kyle's alliances are not necessarily sticking with the Erika, Dorit, Rinna of it all. She's starting to talk to Crystal. She's starting to open up to her about the situation with Kathy. And obviously they're doing it right at her party. And so we're seeing as an audience, like this really is going to be the main thing talked about for the end of the season, because here we are at the end of the season. It's Kyle's big party and she's going to Crystal right away and talking about the sister situation. It's obviously still on Kyle's mind and obviously going to be something that we as an audience are going to be dealing with for the rest of this episode.
Down during the recent Aspen trip?
I'm seeing things on the
why
blogs
is it
that
on
aren't
the
even
blogs?
true. I don't know, because it was leaked. It was leaked. We all heard it. We all saw.
Yeah.
But Erika and Rinna are the ones that are the most upset about it.
But if we're going to talk about Erika's behavior, are we going to talk about everybody in this group?
Oh,
I think that's one of my favorite reaction shots of Diana ever. They look like they're both in a soap opera, but Diana's look is kind of like, ooh, but then she's also kind of like, am I actually interested in this topic? I have this new theory on Diana that she's actually just like kind of uninterested in all of this. Like some of the shots that are coming up, some of her confessionals and stuff, she's sort of like, I mean, she doesn't need this show. I don't know. I think my thought on her from the beginning is like, she's just not really a villain. I just don't really see her as that. And they were kind of trying to play her as one. Of course, she said some egregious things and had some egregious like reactions and stuff like that. And people just tend to dislike her. But I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm just a little bit neutral on Diana. I'm kind of like, she just isn't really, I don't know if she's bringing much. She definitely doesn't need the show. I know she has stuff going on personally. I think my favorite part about her is Asher. She sometimes looks like she is acting like she cares about what these ladies are talking about, but I think at her core, she really just does not care.
ooh. I think the question is, what's the motive of talking about it? What's the point?
It's not like
Okay, so this is so cool. They flash to Rinna while she's trying on this necklace, right? And she's like looking in the mirror. You have this sort of like low, I think it's like a cello or a violin going while she's looking in the mirror. It's a very villain feeling to it. And it's interspersed between this conversation of Kyle and Crystal talking about the leaked press stuff and then of Rinna. So it's kind of showing context of where Rinna is and obviously who they're talking about.
it's not like everyone around here is an angel. You don't get to decide what apology is acceptable.
Okay, so obviously Kyle says, you know, not everyone's an angel, and who do they cut to? They cut to Erika. They also are showing, you know, the price of the diamonds on these women, which is something I absolutely love. I love seeing prices, but this feels very like, almost like Disney princess villain stuff.
Sea witch. Oh no.
It feels almost like cartoonish in a way, which I'm here for it.
Apology is acceptable, or what someone needs to do to be forgiven. Was she an asshole? She was.
Yeah.
But she
But there's no
apologized.
reason
She
to-
apologized.
Of course.
And if you care about me, then can we not keep talking about it?
Wow, look at this.
I'm the one who's gonna be hurting
Okay,
you.
so of course then they have, you know, Kyle's like, if you care about me, can we stop talking about it? And then they cut to Rinna and Erika coming out. Again, it's a little bit of a faraway shot, giving us as an audience some distance from them. The last time, you know, those shots where they're sort of primping in the mirror, we got a little bit closer in, a little bit more intimate. But we are supposed to, as an audience, I do believe they're trying to skew us to feel a little bit more on Kyle's side, you know, and to kind of feel that narrative, and that this narrative coming from the other side is, you know, it's the villain narrative, if you will.
I'm the one who's gonna be hurt in the end. My children.
That's exactly how I feel. Well, they're here.
So I thought that was an interesting cut too, because Crystal says, well, they're here. And then they just let the camera hang on Kyle, where she does not turn around. She doesn't smile at them. She's not even trying to fake anything. She's literally just like doing that moment where, you know someone is behind you and you're just like, I don't even want to face them at this time. So they let the camera, you know, the editors let the camera kind of hang on Kyle when Crystal said that. And I thought that was a really interesting choice.
Tonight, I'm hoping that everybody can drop what happened in Aspen, and we can actually.
It's just there again. They leave this stuff in on purpose. I know they do. Like Lisa's big hello just feels so out of place. She does this a lot of like screaming and stuff when other people aren't doing that. A lot of like big reactions to food. I just personally think it's anxiety related or social anxiety related. Her big hello, and literally Rob is just like staring at her like, oh hey, like what's with the screaming?
We can actually have a beautiful, fun, elegant evening.
Hello, ladies.
God bless America. Why don't we own this thing? Holy smoke show. Alex Perry, hello.
Love it. Gorgeous.
Balenciaga, hello.
Everyone is really
That's
gorgeous.
what
So they have sort of this faraway shot. You can't even really see Kyle while she's commenting on Lisa's outfit. It's just to kind of show like what is going on in the surrounding. If they got closer to Kyle and Rinna while, you know, Kyle's kind of looking at her outfit, we'd be able to see a little bit more of what is actually going on in Kyle's face. But when we're sort of far away and we see everyone else in the party, we can kind of get the vibe that like, oh, Kyle's just being like, I don't know, just sort of party host, you know, talking about how cute her outfit is. I think that's why they do these sort of farther away shots for that type of stuff, to make it feel a little less intimate.
Really
That's
gorgeous.
what I really want. I literally am dying for this drink.
Can I get a Belvedere vodka with soda and lemon? You can make it a double.
Hey, hun. Belvedere soda with a lemon.
So that great cut, you know, with Lisa ordering the drink,
A Belvedere vodka with soda and lemon.
and then they cut to Erika ordering the drink.
Belvedere soda with a lemon.
And obviously it's the same one, which kind of puts them in the category of like, they're like villain partners or something like that. And again, you guys know my thoughts on edits and bad edits. I do not believe in a villain edit or a bad edit. I mean, maybe on other shows, but not on the Housewives. I think they've given us enough where we can trust their edits. A lot of times that Housewives complain about their edits, it's just literally stuff that's come out of their mouth. Editors cannot make you say something. They're not feeding you lines. You know, there's not a bad edit when you're the one who's digging yourself into a hole. If there is sort of a narrative going on where you have two people who are behaving badly, they're going to show that behavior badly, but they're also going to bolster it with other stuff. And bolstering it with showing that these two ladies that went up to the bar separately ordered the exact same drink kind of shows that they are together, you know, they are one.
Hi, everyone.
Technically, I'm not supposed to be drinking anything, but that's not going to work tonight.
Can I say something? Everybody get over here!
So she had to include that line. Remember at the beginning of this season, that was a big storyline of Erika's, was the drinking too much, drinking with the medication and stuff like that. And here they kind of call back to that storyline, although it's kind of been cooled on for the last several episodes. Kind of see a slight reaction from Sutton, but honestly, Sutton is checked out of the drama a little bit.
Thank you, Kyle. And a special thanks to Gismondi for the incredible diamonds.
We all thank you for that.
Tonight is an extra special evening because we're celebrating the launch of the first ever luxury brand founded entirely for good. So 100% of the proceeds of the Grace DeMonaco luxury brand will go directly back to our artists and to our charitable mission. So thank you for being here with us tonight as we usher in a new era for Princess Grace and for the Princess Grace Foundation.
So I don't know what you feel when you watch, you know, when they're sort of doing presentations and stuff like that. I always see it and I'm like, oh, that's really cool for the scene to kind of show like what is going on in there. But also I know there are contracts, like I'm sure there are contracts like this, you know, this charity was like, okay, we will pay for this entire party or something like that, or, you know, let them have the jewelry or whatever. There's some sort of contract, but you need to allow us to say the mission of our charity in, you know, in its entirety, because I honestly think if there wasn't a contract kind of building that out, they would not let this woman just stand on the stage and talk about that forever. Like there's some sort of trade going on between Bravo and this charity and any other charity that you see. I don't know if the audience of the Housewives are definitely people that are like going to be buying diamond necklaces. Is that what it is? Okay, see, I'm confused. But anyway, I do believe that there's some sort of thing that goes on between, you know, the charities or whatever, some sort of sponsorship going on there.
Now we go down to dinner.
Let's go sit down.
Asher.
What's up? I know. I had to match her.
Oh, I laugh.
Look at these shoes.
Those are great.
This is nice.
They're gorgeous.
Kyle.
Kyle.
Asher is my favorite, you guys. If Diana goes, Asher goes. They talk to him like he's one of the girls. I love it. He like is more fun and more like in with the Housewives, I think, than sometimes Diana is. Like they're commenting on his shoes and he's like,
this is nice.
I think Asher is interesting and I want him on my screen always, but everyone wants Diana gone, so I don't know.
Kyle.
Kyle's right here. You're here.
So you're sitting next to me. How come there's a PK sits next to you?
Oh, I forgot about PK.
I'm assuming I'm here.
I literally forgot you were here.
Well, how quickly we forget.
I know.
How quickly we move.
Isn't this beautiful?
It's so pretty.
Honey, my husband's stepping all over my fringe. I will cut
So these little light moments, right? Like Dorit forgetting her husband's there, Mauricio stepping on Kyle's dress. It's so pretty. They're just kind of setting the stage again. We know some drama's about to go on, but they have to kind of show these little light moments, the ladies being funny, the ladies being silly. I especially think they do this in the finale because they want us to be endeared to these women no matter what, whether they're the villains or not. They like us to get to know them because they want us to be invested, so we'll come back next season and watch. I see that in a lot of the finales, they put a lot more of sort of like the light, like silly friendship, fun stuff. They want to end the season on a bit of a higher note, and I believe this season has been pretty generally dark. And so I see them adding a lot more of these lighter moments in, and I think that's really on purpose.
I'll cut you.
Yes, please. Oh, yummy.
Bon appetit, everybody.
Bon appetit. Bon appetit. Delicious.
Sorry, I'm inhaling this.
We'll do it.
Have you spoken to Kathy?
Today.
And?
She's upset that people are running with a story that doesn't make her look good, you know? I think Kathy's pissed.
Okay, so this little exchange with Kyle, obviously, like, having Kyle go to Garcelle and ask her, like, this is big. Like, usually Kyle's always, you know, the other kind of her other little alliance, but she's sitting next to Garcelle, first of all. She's asking her that. And then you hear the music, you hear it first when their conversation is starting. There's no music, there's just ambient kind of background noise of people like talking. I can't be sure, but likely they put that in later. Party noise can be a lot. What they do is really isolate the mics and then they add in background noise after that at the level that they want. It may just be like a background noise sound that they either got on set or that they just have in a library.
I don't know what happened, but Rinna is not letting it go. It may really hurt Kyle and Kathy's relationship. Is that worth it? I don't know. Only Rinna knows.
She apologized to me, apologized to Lisa.
For what?
She and Erika were saying it hurt them, that she was talking about me, bad about me. I don't want it to cause a problem between my friends and my sister, but honestly,
Well, your friends don't seem to care about you. Because if they
This
did,
little moment between Kyle, they're letting it play out for a long time, obviously, and they're cutting over to Erika and they're about to cut over to Lisa, and they're giving the reaction shots of Erika and Lisa sort of like they're looking at this conversation going down between Garcelle and Kyle. It's making them uncomfortable. But I think it's definitely establishing a little bit of a friendship between Kyle and Garcelle for us as the audience. Different alliances are being made, which, just as a side note, like, that's one of our biggest concerns, I feel like, as a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills watcher, is that the alliances like never change, especially since this little group has gotten together. Like, the best part about watching these other franchises is watching them kind of shift alliances and like, okay, now Candace and Ashley on Potomac are like hanging out, or like, you know, there's going to be a season where like Marlo and, well, maybe not, but Marlo and Kenya could be friends in the future. I don't know, but you just never know. And I think that's sort of the fun part of Housewives. And with this group, like, it seems like you always know. And so watching this and sort of setting the stage, I believe that they're really doing that. They really want to send that message home to us. Like, alliances may be shifting and it's starting with Kyle. And I personally think that that's really going to save the out.
Okay, we'll be back.
We'll be back in a minute.
oh, it feels so good right here.
It got cold quick. All of a sudden it got cold. It got cold.
It's not. It was cold from when we got here.
I love the Shady Chiron of outside temperature 62. I believe that's a shout out to any of you on the East Coast or in cold climates. Here in LA, I live in Los Angeles. When it's 62, I'm telling you, we're like gloves, jackets, like boots, everything is going on because, yeah, we're just babies out here. And so it's kind of funny.
Got here, and it's Kyle's fault. She hosted the party in February without the f***ing heater. Who does that?
I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to find out, like, why did Kathy apologize to Rinna?
I'm gonna hug this heater.
Are you guys coming over here?
So the moment, obviously, we know Sutton and Garcelle are like great friends. And so seeing them sort of talk about this, and the fact that Garcelle brings that moment up out of all of the things, she's like,
So I want to find out, like, why did Kathy apologize to Rinna?
you can just almost like feel the disdain coming from Garcelle, but she's classy with it, I guess you could say. I love that.
Coming over here?
You guys come and sit. I'm sitting as close to this heater as I can.
Yes.
What's happening?
Nothing. I mean, I want to know because I feel like I'm kind of a little bit out of the loop about what happened in Aspen because I didn't go to the club. What are you so offended about that you needed an apology from Kathy?
I did not need anything from Kathy.
If Kathy's apologized, then we should let it go.
Who's not?
Okay, so of course, I don't know what went on in this scene before they actually got to the meat of it, where Garcelle is like, okay, I need to clear this up. But obviously, Garcelle is our anchor in this because we as an audience, no matter what you feel about any of it, we need this cleared up a little bit too. We're like, Lisa, wait, why are you so concerned about this whole thing? And why are you making Kathy apologize? And why do you think she needs help? Like, can you re-explain it to us? Because I don't even know if you know. That's kind of what it is. But by having Garcelle just sit down and jump right into that, whether or not that's how the scene actually went, the editors had to do that because we have to get somewhere here. You know, we've got 15 minutes left in this finale episode. We have to get to the bottom of what Lisa is actually saying and thinking and feeling right now, because we are kind of confused, we're frustrated, we're annoyed. And so Garcelle is all of us right now. And she's speaking for us, and it's amazing. We love that.
Oh. Who's not letting it go? Why are you saying that? Why are you saying we should let it go? Who are you talking to?
I guess I'm talking to you two.
To who?
Me too.
Why do you have an attitude about this? I sense an attitude coming from you, and I'm just like, why?
Coming up.
That is just such an interesting reaction. And again, I believe that this conversation was probably a lot longer and they kind of got right to the meat of it, right? But Garcelle is just kind of asking questions, and then they jump to Lisa saying that she has an attitude. I find it disrespectful. I can't explain it. I find it highly disrespectful when she, I don't know. And maybe, you know, to her credit, maybe Lisa's really sensing that disdain that I was talking about just earlier about Garcelle. This is not editorial notes. This is just me being like, what's happening?
Why is Garcelle being so opinionated if she wasn't a part of any of it?
If I can be completely honest, I feel like now we're not talking about Erika anymore, we're talking about Kathy. Erika has said some really awful things in the past.
We're not even sure there were people that weren't paid.
Don't you think you should just give them up anyway?
Am I the one that signed those checks? I don't give a about anybody else but me.
This feels like they're gunning for Kathy.
Okay, so again, showing these flashbacks is like, I mean, the editors are just being like, just in case any of you audience members forgot what we're dealing with when we're dealing with Erika, because not only just do they want to show the drama of Erika, but also they kind of want to bolster Garcelle's point here, which is like, there's a lot to kind of cover up. And this Kathy thing, you know, as an audience member, we are a little bit confused, just like Garcelle is. When you see those flashbacks, you're like, oh, I could see how they want to maybe cover up or, you know, gloss over some of that stuff that happened before, make us forget it by making this bigger than it is, because those things she said were pretty egregious.
Kathy. And oh, by the way, we don't have to talk about Erika.
Well, then talk about Erika.
People in this group have been very hard on me, and I've taken it and I've owned up to it. So Kathy has to own her too.
You guys, here's the thing. I want to make this really clear.
I guess like the part that confuses me, and again, this isn't editorial notes, but you guys like to hear this. I hope we can dig in a little bit. Kathy has done that. Like she sat down, she said, I'm sorry. She ate crow, she ate humble pie. She did all this stuff. She let Lisa talk to her like a child. It was just, she's done all of that. Erika's never sat down with any of them and been like, I'm just really sorry for what went down that I was, you know, adjacent a part of, but I didn't know it. Like she never even explained really much of anything except like weird details about her situation.
It was snowing in Pasadena. He lives further out.
Maybe when she watches the footage back, she'll be like, oh wait, my comment didn't make any sense because Kathy like went over and stayed and talked to Lisa. Like, what do you guys think? I need to know in the comments.
It's really clear. This is not my fault. This is not Erika's fault.
It's not my fault.
No, your fault either. Your sister had this behavior. She did it. That's that.
Would you rather this had not been brought up at all?
I don't want my family to get ruined. I want everyone at my daughter's wedding. That's all I want. We have to let it go now.
But you can't just sweep this under the carpet and go, that didn't happen.
It can if she wants to do it.
But did you guys hear that giant sound? It's like a big stinger sound.
But you can't just sweep this under the carpet and go, that didn't happen.
Lisa's coming back with the same exact thing that she's been saying over and over, that they're saying like, sweep what under the rug? The stuff that you say you're concerned about is the stuff she said about Kyle, and Kyle's gotten an apology and has accepted that apology and is moving on. There's A, something not being told to us, or B, this is just being blown out of proportion by Lisa, which I think everyone's going towards B, but she wants it to be A. All that aside, they do this big kind of stinger. They do the knife sharpening sound, then they do this big wah right under what she says, because it's supposed to sort of be like, here's the point she's trying to make. But it's like, we've had that point. I feel for the editors in this scene. I feel for the editors in Beverly Hills in general, because I imagine they feel like they're taking crazy pills sometimes, because they're trying to make narrative out of stuff that sometimes just does not make sense. And this right here, to me, they're trying to make it more dramatic. The drama that Lisa thinks she's building is not actually the drama. The drama is that Lisa's building drama out of something that's dead, right? Like, is that what you guys feel? That's how I feel. Guys, this scene is so long. I'm going to wrap it up right after this, and I'm going to do a part 2. I'm not just trying to make you guys come back for another video, but I know you guys have lives. So let's just watch a little bit more.
If she wants to do it.
I'm not going to take it to my grave because I'd get sick and get cancer if I didn't express this. That's how bad it is. To have these kinds of things go on and not express them, I'll get sick.
Express what? Is anyone else confused? Okay.
I'll get sick and die because it's that vile.
We can't. They're giving these reaction shots. You have Garcelle shaking her head and looking to the side, eyes rolled back in her head. You have Sutton kind of giving, Sutton gives so much in her reaction shots. Everyone is just like, this is too much. This is too much. But they have to show the reactions of everyone because we're all feeling the same way.
Wow.
Did you really say that?
Oh my God, it's so dramatic.
Okay, so then of course they're doing the confessional reactions as well. They have Dorit, which they didn't show any Dorit on set, or Diana, but they showed Dorit. Diana like saying, did she really say that? I felt like that was a moment where I was like, Diana doesn't care about any of this. What is she doing here? Not in a bad way, but just I'm like, she's good. Like, let her go live her life with her cute little baby and her, husband, and just like let her live. I don't know.
Dramatic. Are we on Days of Our Lives again?
Kathy, she was saying things.
Okay, so yeah, she makes the soap opera reference. We are all feeling the same way. Honestly, by showing everyone's reaction, we have Sutton, Garcelle, Diana, Dorit, and obviously Kyle. The editors are really just pushing Lisa over to one side, and I don't think it's a bad edit. I don't think they're doing it, they're fabricating something. I think this is exactly how it's feeling and how it's going down.
Saying things that can ruin people's lives forever. I have done everything I can to try to protect this situation. Does anybody know what happened?
Okay, so this is kind of where, to me, I was starting to lean in. The music gets a little bit more dramatic while she's saying this.
I have done everything I can to try to protect this situation.
When she says this,
does anybody know what happened back at the house?
Is there something that you haven't told us that now you can clue us in on? She's saying, I've tried to protect the situation as much as possible. And this is where I got like lean in moment, but also like, oh man, are we doing the Beverly Hills thing again where they're really all watching their image? Like Kyle maybe knows everything that Kathy said, but isn't saying any of it. Like, I'm not saying we need to just throw Kathy under the bus, but we are confused as an audience because we don't understand why this is so deep. Remember what Crystal was like, I don't want to say what Sutton said about the hot tub or whatever. Like, that was dramatic. That got dropped really quickly. But Rinna hasn't really said much of that. Like, oh my gosh, there's all this stuff that I don't even want to say it. She's said all of the things, right? She went down the line of all of the things that Kathy said about people. Now I'm starting to lean in. I'm confused, but like, tell us more, please.
Back at the house. Kyle, do you know what happened back at the house?
I know something.
Garcelle, do you know what happened back at the house? Dorit, do you know what happened back at the house? No. Diana, Crystal, Cherie, Erika.
Nope.
Sutton.
You gave 0 details.
Before you point fingers at anybody, especially me, and say, oh my God, I would think you would protect your friend. You better f***ing believe I'm protecting my friend.
Okay, so after she says,
you better f***ing believe I'm protecting my friend.
You hear the knife sharpening sound because we're supposed to, as an audience, be like, oh, okay, so there's stuff that she's not saying. All right, now we need something. This is the thing about drama, you guys. You'll see it in movies, you'll see it in TV shows. You have to release us at some point. You can't just continue to build drama and suspense without us checking ourselves out. I've talked about this a million times on this channel before, but Lisa's continuing to draw this out and draw this out. At a certain point, we're gonna be like, whatever she said is fine. And that's what a lot of people are doing. We don't even know what she said. It could be horrible, horrible stuff, but since we don't know and Rinna's not giving it to us, we're like, listen, we got other things to worry about in the world. Like, let's just move on from this because we're just tired. What Rinna's trying to do is maybe build suspense and build, you know, this kind of like narrative of how bad it was. But like at a certain point, we either need to know or we need to move on. We ourselves are going to cut ties with feeling invested in this if we are not let in.
I don't even know what happened in that house with Lisa. Only Lisa knows. And I hope she tells.
Every moment, there's big drama.
I think what Kyle...
That might be my favorite clip of the entire season was Hip Hop Rob saying that line.
Every moment, there's big drama.
I'm sure Bravo was like, we love that. We love you for saying that. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm falling in love with Rob with every episode.
I think what Kyle is saying is she wants to mend this with her sister. And this is legacy of their family that is so much bigger than anything.
Hold on, I need to say something. For a year and a half, I've been f***ing pummeled.
Okay, so that's why you want Kathy to be called out.
Yes, it is, actually. She had bad behavior in front of all of us in a public place, and so there's consequences to that.
You're only punishing me.
Okay, so what Erika's trying to say is like, she needs to be, you know, held accountable for this like I have. I'm really trying to figure this out, you guys. It's really hard for me. She said horrible things in front of everyone. Okay, so everyone saw it, but not everyone knows what happened at the house. And now she has to be accountable, but she did. She apologized to Rinna. Apparently she reached out to everyone too and apologized. What am I missing? Like, this is where Beverly Hills...
Punishing me, just so you know.
That's not fair. We're trying not to punish you.
Hold on, your sister's punishing you.
That's right. Your sister's punishing you. That's right.
Going to the bathroom.
Kai.
Out to the bathroom.
Okay, guys, this is where I'm going to end this scene. I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to come back for a part 2 of this scene. It was so juicy. I wanted to get through the whole thing to the very end, but it's like, I mean, we've been filming now for like, I don't know, 45 minutes, and I really hope you'll join me. I'll put it out in like, I don't know, a few hours. Okay, bye.
I'll get sick and die because it's that vile.
Every moment, there's big drama.